Hey groupies, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out, well, it's a double music video reaction. Today we're checking out So Beautiful and No Blueberries by DPR Christian Ian. So this is the moniker of Christian Ryu, who is the director and the man behind the video for a lot of the DPR videos. In fact, I would say all of the DPR videos. DPR are known for their creative, not just auditory experiences, but their visual experiences. And Christian has been a very big part of that. Now, this is his, I think, first time stepping into the spotlight ever since creating all these awesome videos for Live, Cream. But this might be his first endeavor. Correct me if I'm wrong. One thing I would like to know, if anybody knows, let me know in the comments. How is it pronounced? Is it DPR Ian or is it DPR Christian? Because I am a proponent of respecting people's stage names. You know, I go by a stage name, and, you know, if I want, you know, I'm very much of the, you know, I chose this stage name for a reason. You know, I don't go by my birth name. I go by my chosen name. And so he chose not to go by Christian Ryu. He chose to go by DPR IAN. So is it pronounced DPR Ian or is it stylized as Ian, but it's pronounced DPR Christian? Somebody, if you know, let me know in the comments. Now, before we get into this video is brought to you by our podcast. Guys, if you don't know, we have a brand new podcast. We launched it about a month ago. It's called the Culture Study Podcast. It's available over on Apple and Spotify podcasts, but also here on YouTube. You can see it. It is up every Tuesdays. So if you guys want to check it out, we would greatly appreciate it. You know, it's called the Culture Study Podcast because the podcast is basically an extension of our Culture Study series here on YouTube. You know, on the Culture Study, we mainly check out title track music videos, and that's kind of all we do. We do more so video breakdowns, but the Culture Study Podcast is where we do more so deeper dives into cultural context. Whether you want to know more about a certain music video or a B-side or stuff happening in the pop culture scene, in the news, you know, I try to provide my context from my experience as a Korean American. So if you guys would like to support us, consider listening to our podcast. Would greatly appreciate it. Leave us a 5-star review if you can, and we would love to have you over on our podcast. But guys, thank you very much for supporting our channel. We greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing before we start this video. Now, let's get into it. This is So Beautiful. We're going to check out No Blueberries after, and this is your form of therapy.
Before I change again, remind me of the time when I still remembered. I feel it coming.
I feel it coming. The text is mirrored. The mirrored text, the oscillating spotlight, getting like very dark, horror-esque vibes off this. The offbeat guitar. Oh. What? Wait, what the fuck?
I think I got my sight for you. I don't mean to let it through. I thought it through. Now come on, you know I just can't confuse. Come get your funky love story. I love it when the skies can't see. I left a message encased in me. So bye-bye, a flawless ending. So beautiful. You're so
Wow, what a visual. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love everything about this.
a trip down a dark place, baby. Look for me now, I'm not that crazy. Let's talk about what makes you happy, 'cause I know I'm calling for you. Come get your funky love story. I love it when the skies can't sleep. I left a message encased in me. So bye-bye, a flawless ending. So beautiful. You're so
My love is turning color rays. My heart is looking the other way. My love is turning color rays. My heart is looking the other way.
Oh, was that CL? Huh.
come get your funky love story. I love it when the skies can't sleep. I left a message in case
That little spinning transition was awesome.
So bye-bye, a flawless ending. Come get your funky love story. I love it when the skies
Wow.
can't sleep. I left a message encased in me. So bye-bye, a flawless ending. So beautiful.
Oh, was that it? Wow, that went by like. Huh. I wonder if that's going to be continued in No Blueberries. I mean, let's jump into it right now. Just I'll give you my quick first impression, real quick. I want to give like more of a bulk review after watching No Blueberries, but first impression, I like it a lot. It's oozing with style. It is so inherently unique to them, and there's one thing it reminds me of, and I'll talk about it afterwards. We'll see if No Blueberries is on the same track as well, but I like it. It's insanely creative. It's very stylish, and it's different. It's different. Okay. So this is gonna be No Blueberries. This is featuring DPR Live and CL. So Devil's Diner.
What's wrong with me? Why do you keep doing this?
This looks like a continuation of So Beautiful. Oh, interesting. A diner.
Thank you.
Enjoy your meal.
Again, title sequence was mirrored.
I like no blueberries in my ice cream cake. No air to breathe with that masking tape. Stop, please. I need a hostage free. I need a rocket ship. I need to run from it. I like no blueberries in my ice cream cake. No air to breathe with that masking tape.
Stop, please. I need a hostage free. I need a rocket ship. I need to run
From you,
I'm just kinda lost.
from you,
I've been looking down a lot.
from you,
I'm falling way too soft.
from you.
Now tell me when to
Stop. Oh, oh. Here we go again to this beat. Oh, oh. Tell me why you wanna be so sweet. Tell me what's in your eyes, baby. Red, green, or blue.
Welcome to the other side.
I keep losing my temper for you. I love it how you think I'm always this cold. Excuse me, more I think I'm just a fool. What's in your eyes, baby? Red, green, or blue.
Welcome to the other side.
I like no blueberries in my ice cream cake. No air to breathe with that masking tape.
stop, please. I need a hostage free. I need a rocket ship. I need to run
From you,
I'm just kinda lost.
from you,
I've been looking down a lot.
from you,
I'm falling way too soft.
from you.
Now tell me when to
Stop.
연마려 pass me the tea 시끄러워 don't make me shoot Scene full of rappers 전부 다 말없어 we need to go Drop to the floor 움직여 we blow 어쩌겠어 I'm stylish she the way we
I'm a vibe revealing me, I'm more, yeah, oh, she knows it. She's in love with me, and that's a drug and dangerous doses.
I know what your poses. Can't see straight, can't focus. Get chills when I see your old face, you the coldest.
I like no blueberries in my ice cream cake. No air to breathe with that masking tape.
stop, please. I need a hostage free. I need a rocket ship. I need to run
From you,
I'm just kinda lost.
from you,
I've been looking down a lot.
from you,
I'm falling way too soft.
from you.
Now tell me when to
Stop. So now you've blown all your covers. I got this blue to make you come up. So when you think it's almost over, I got this blue to make you come up. So now you've blown all your covers. I got this blue to make you come up. So when you think it's almost over, I got this blue to make you come up.
What? Okay. That felt somehow even shorter than So Beautiful. Okay. All right. Here's my takeaway from this. First of all, obviously, what you're going to get from a DPR music video, a clean, beautiful, trippy visual experience. But I'm actually okay. So my feelings towards So Beautiful and No Blueberry are actually flipped. So with So Beautiful, I'm actually fascinated by the song itself, and then with No Blueberries, I'm actually fascinated by the video production. So let's talk about I guess one by one. So Beautiful, in comparison to No Blueberries, I think is more unique of a song, especially of the way it actually plays out and the way it contrasts the video itself. No Blueberries, I think, is definitely a sound that we're used to from the DPR team. It's stuff that I feel like very in line with that kind of like hip hop mixed with like that kind of more modern chill hop kind of vibe that we've been getting a lot with live music is sort of what we got with No Blueberries, except I feel like it's a lot more vocally driven as opposed to where live stuff is more rap driven. Surprisingly as well, I didn't realize that those female vocals until midway in that was CL. Like, I knew CL could sing, but I feel like they offered a different chance for her to really shine. And in terms of like CL collabs, this has to be my favorite. I have never been a fan of any of CL's American collabs. I feel like they were intensely commercial and very shallow, and I feel like they didn't really make good use of her talents. And I feel like here they really get to not, I guess, make her shine, but more so just show us something different from her that not even she herself has been able to show us. And so that's really, really cool. But with So Beautiful, what tripped me out about that song is, how do I describe this? And please don't consider this as like I'm trying to compare artists here. That's not it at all. But I have to bring this up because I feel like there's only one other musical act in the world that I have ever heard a similar sound with something like So Beautiful. And the feeling I got was like it's like an alt trip hop type of vibe. Like it very much sounds like the Gorillas. The Gorillas, you know, they were like this alternative pop music that I grew up on that felt very offbeat and weird. And it's because their music oftentimes would have very light, beautiful, almost retro sounding sounds, contrasted by a very intensely dark and sinister music video. And Gorillaz, you know, they're a largely virtual band with animated music videos. And I feel like Christian's music video for So Beautiful was more like a live action kind of Gorillaz endeavor. Maybe not as wild, but you know that the vibe is still the same, contrasting the darkness with something that's a much more of a lighthearted but very funky pop song. I feel like it was very fun. It has a really good funky rhythm. In fact, I'm gonna be honest. I think I like So Beautiful more than I like No Blueberries. That's not to say anything against No Blueberries. No Blueberries is great, but I think I'm just more into that kind of very, I guess, alternative vibe. I love just like throughout the song in So Beautiful how they would slow it down for the So Beautiful part where it goes like the way the entire song slows down for that and then it picks right back up. It's just intensely, it almost felt like, well, the music video definitely felt like a hallucinogenic experience, and so did the song. You know, the song feels trippy. It feels like an acid trip mixed with like, again, like sort of like those retro. I don't want to say 50s vibes, but like there's a sort of like a weird retro, old school, classic, like kind of style to Christian's music so far that I'm getting both in So Beautiful and No Blueberries, you know? It also doesn't help the fact that The Devil's Diner, that aesthetic of that music video, you know, that whole diner is a very 50s inspired type of diner. Christian is giving me like very, very like intense James Dean type of vibes, you know? He's giving me that rugged lone hero, but intensely handsome, but also more of like an alternative modern day version, mixed with a little bit of like kind of like I guess like a somewhere between like a James Dean and a Greaser type, mixed with like sort of like I guess your more modern trappings, but stylistically, it's weird and it's all over the place, and it feels like one of those visually. I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place because I have so many thoughts running through my head, but visually this music video feels very timeless. I feel like it's hitting on so many different styles from so many different eras. So it does feel like it's kind of bouncing around, and they do sort of bounce around in the music video for No Blueberries. You know, they transfer from the diner to this parking garage with a live feature, and it feels like this intensely wild fever dream. Just the way they shoot it, it feels like it's like this nightmare. And I wonder if there's actually going to be another song coming out from Christian, because the music video just kind of ends and it doesn't feel like it's it feels like there's going to be more, because especially the beginning of So Beautiful talks about take me back, he feels it coming, talks about transforming, take me back to the time when I remembered. He's in the beginning of this video. He says like, "What's wrong with me?" And he's like having these, again, this hallucinogenic experience, and he's being haunted by this grotesque Silent Hill / Slender Man looking dude. And I wonder if he's like being haunted by a version of himself, or it's something in his head. He talks about this metamorphosis, and I wonder if that's like himself, or if it's a different version of himself, or if it's something else completely, entirely different. I feel like questions were posed, but they weren't answered in either video. But so that's what brings me to the conclusion that we're actually going to be getting more. But I love his style. I can see like his style musically. Now I'm jumping back to the music. Sonically, it fits within the DPR framework and aesthetic of their entire team, but Christian really does set himself apart from Live's type of music. Again, you can see a correlation. It's like, yes, their music is similar in vibe, they're touching on that. They're inspired by like the same type of, I feel like, instruments and stuff like that, same type of sounds like you see in chill hop, a lot of like jazzy sounds, but again, Christian's is just a little bit more different. I feel like his is just like a little bit more, I guess, trippy, whereas like I feel like Live stuff can be interpreted more as commercial. It's more closer to K-pop. And Live's not music. Live's music is not K-pop, not by any stretch of the imaginations, but it relies on catchy hooks and melodies and stuff like that. But for Christian, I feel like his music really, it speaks to his editing style and his directional style as well. His music feels more like an auditory experience, rather than trying to make a song that's catchy, a song that's gonna chart well. And that's not what I'm saying Live does as well, but I just think Live's music is just naturally catchy. It's naturally a very commercial friendly type of song, but I feel like Christian's music, it's just, I think So Beautiful is definitely more catchy than No Blueberries. That's my personal opinion. I don't know what anyone else thinks. But I do think that it's the type of music where you have to watch it with the music video. They pair so well together. I'm really curious as to what is going to be next, because I really liked So Beautiful. No Blueberries is a great follow-up. Looking at the release time frame, I don't know when So Beautiful was actually released. If I can check on that real quick. So Beautiful was released in October 25th. So this was released yesterday. Less than yesterday, only a few hours. Month gap. So I imagine we'll get something like end of January, February-ish, if there is a continuation and if we're following the same time frame of what No Blueberries followed as well. But yeah, that was really dope. DPR continuing to push the envelope on the creativity of their videos, and I feel like whereas Live, we've gotten a lot of stylistic videos. Now previously, Live's earlier release this year was definitely a lot more cinematic, and it felt more story driven, and I wonder if that's actually a turning point for DPR as well, just in general, because So Beautiful and No Blueberries also feels very cinematic and story driven, whereas if we compare to DPR's old stuff, especially Live stuff, the older stuff, it felt more like music videos, stuff like Jasmine, or oh my god, I don't know why I'm blanking on all the other music videos names, but all the other music videos as well, those felt more like music videos. But I feel like DPR is sort of going down this, I guess, more of a cinematic hole. They're starting to be more movie driven, and I was thinking this less so in So Beautiful, because I feel like more was put into No Blueberries than So Beautiful. But watching No Blueberries, I was thinking, damn, they could shoot a movie. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. But guys, that's my reaction and review of DPR Christian, DPR Ian. Let me know how you pronounce that. So beautiful and no blueberries. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Once again, we really appreciate everybody supporting us. Check out our podcast. Visit us over on Patreon. We also have brand new merch. So if you guys want to support us, those are various ways to do so. If you want to support us for free, well, first of all, the podcast is free. But another way to do so is to hit like down below, leave a comment, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified when we upload a new video. And go ahead and check out all our other videos over here. It's going to be over here. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.